Florida Republican Congressman Mike Waltz, a decorated former Special Forces officer who led multiple combat tours to Afghanistan, tells CBN News that a year after the Taliban takeover, the country is now a sanctuary for terrorists.
The intelligence community has been very clear to those of us on the Armed Services Committee that al-Qaeda and ISIS are rebuilding and they fully intend to attack the West again.
Afghan watchers say the Taliban achieved what Osama bin Laden dreamed of and ISIS wished for: a full-fledged caliphate with the powers of the state.
With the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, these groups have been welcomed with open arms, even if quietly, and we've seen them reorganizing their efforts in Afghanistan.
Congressman Waltz says a year in, the consequences of America basically giving Afghanistan to the Taliban has meant a huge boost to militant Islamists everywhere.
I can share with you that the United Nations and their intelligence analysis shows that 10 to 15,000 foreign fighters are now gravitating back into Afghanistan.
In June, CENTCOM Commander General Michael Kurilla revealed U.S. intelligence that terrorist groups like al-Qaeda are already building training camps inside the country.
Al-Qaeda may or may not choose to launch attacks against the U.S., but the fact that it has the capacity, that it has the safe haven to do so, that is what frightens me.
Indications are the al-Qaeda-Taliban relationship is only getting stronger, as evidence that longtime al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri lived in a posh Kabul neighborhood until the August 2nd U.S. drone strike killed him at the safe house.
The United Nations was reporting just weeks prior that top al-Qaeda leaders were providing strategic guidance to the Taliban. And lo and behold, we kill Zawahiri in Kabul. I think this tells us everything we need to know about that Taliban-al-Qaeda relationship.
While Taliban fighters took to the streets this week celebrating the one-year anniversary of their takeover, most Afghans stayed home, dismayed at the crippling and harsh conditions under the Taliban's Islamic rule. It's been a year since Afghan girls set foot in a classroom. Sodaba Nazan decided to run informal classes at this undisclosed home in Kabul.
The Taliban, with its extreme ideology that they have against women, have not changed. They are the same Taliban of 20 years ago. But we can't be the women of 20 years ago. We have to continue our struggle with the pen and our voices.
Women are banned from government jobs, forbidden to travel alone, and have been ordered to cover up.
Afghanistan as a whole is being denied the benefit of women and girls' contribution to society.
Meanwhile, the country's economy is in tatters, and 97% of the population has fallen into poverty, with reports of widespread starvation.
On the one hand, the economic situation is difficult. On the other hand, security situation is getting worse day by day. We still witness the same explosions and suicide attacks we used to witness in the past.
A year under Taliban rule, and there's already talk of Afghanistan becoming a failed state.
The future is very bleak. We see this as a precipice, and we are driving towards the precipice without even a safety belt on.
George Thomas, CBN News.